Welcome to the Clinical Teacher. I'm going to quickly be going through how to use my elementary only words their way inventory automatic checklist. This is a tool that will automatically mark your students' work if they are only taking the elementary spelling test. If they are taking multiple tests, or if you're interested in assigning different tests to different students, I do thoroughly recommend my more detailed tool that is also available on my Teachers Pay Teachers website. It's also shown in one of the longer videos here. I thoroughly recommend it. It's the tool that I actually use the most because I actually like assigning my kids different levels of tests. I tend to give my students all three. As they're in grade 3, some of my kids are well above when it comes to spelling, and some of them are definitely well below, but it does give me a lot more information. This one will give you lots of information just on the elementary spelling test, so if this is the one that you're looking for, then this is the guide that will show you how to use it. In case you haven't seen any of my videos before, please do note, do not modify any of the cells that are not highlighted in yellow. Only modify those cells that are highlighted in yellow. You'll see it here in the student section. The student names, year levels, those are all boxes that are yellow. In your tool, those will be blank. This is a pre-filled one for the purpose of demoing this, but normally you would input those yourself. So once you put in your students' names, their year level, and all this information, you can jump right into the marking sheet. You would have recognized very similar sheets that you do by hand. This one does it for you. You can, if you would like, download for free my student test. This is just a guide that goes along with these tools that makes it so that you can just give your students an Excel spreadsheet. And as long as you trust them not to go the extra step and do the spelling check, it's a good tool to use. Then you can copy and paste directly into your student worksheet here, into the Words Their Way assessment tool. Otherwise, you can just quickly type the words in. You'll notice what the tool is built for is to auto-correct any errors or auto-mark any errors. If I wrote bad instead of bed, you'll see the second it's entered in, it'll mark the word as incorrectly spelled, and then it will find the word feature that is marked incorrectly. In this case, it is the short vowel, which it has already done with all the other words. Once I go through all of my students here on the bottom, and I've input their incorrect words, I can actually shift right over into their results. There are two result pages. The first one is an overview page. Now this one I usually just use for the purpose of gauging a rough guide of where my students start and where they finish. I mainly use this to calculate progress. I give them this test at the beginning of the year. I give them another test at the end of the year. And what I want to see is that they've grown both in the number that I've categorized them and the percent that they've gotten correct. And that gives me an idea of how far they've progressed throughout the year. More importantly, though, and this is what this tool is mainly used for, is this diagnostic portion of the tool. What this allows you to do is it allows you to examine all of the mistakes that your students make. And then it provides you with lots of features to sort students and figure out which groups you're going to assign, which words are the most important. In this case, what I've already done is I've already assigned my groups. You can zoom in, make it a little easier here. I've assigned groups to the students already, and you'll notice there are a number of students. I only have 25. Once I hit 26, it goes blank. So one of the first things that I like to do is I always sort out group 5, the blanks, so that I don't have to see the students that didn't actually take tests. Once I do that, it gives me this is my class in alphabetic order, in this case numeric order. Now, one of the things I like to do whenever I'm setting this up, I always make sure that I'm looking at one group at a time. So I'll usually take off the select all, and then I'll go back and I'll select one group I want to look at. In this case, let's select group 3. It'll show me only students that are in group 3. By examining just the group in this diagnostic tool, by examining just this group, I can see areas where they have particular weakness. So they have areas that I call hotspots. So instead of just going where you start to see the first errors, which a lot of teachers do very commonly, you find the spots where most of the students have errors. And you treat these hot spots by teaching that group those words first, and then you can go in and fill some of the ones that are high. Uh, this is the way that I use it to make sure that I'm differentiating and really meeting the needs of the students, but also making the best progress that I can as I move forward. Whenever I start selecting words, I just go to that group. So this is group 3. So I would expand this section next to group 3. So if I selected that one for this week, I would just write what sort it is, and then I would write the date that I gave them that sort. The reason why I like to keep track of that is it keeps my mind knowing that I've covered this word sort, this is the day I did it, and I start seeing what I've really done and really use that data to help me continue to differentiate and use that for instruction purposes as I move forward. I hope you enjoyed our video here. It's relatively quick. If you want more information on how to use these tools, there's a far more detailed demo that has to do with my larger assessment and diagnostic tool. But it does give you more information on how to use these, how you can sort, how you could go and look at different students and change your groups based on common errors. So there's a lot more detailed information. Feel free to look through my YouTube website and my Teachers Pay Teachers site. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to leave feedback either here or on my Teachers Pay Teachers site. I'm happy to answer questions. I love hearing any thoughts for improvement. If you have any concerns, feel free to email me. If you get stuck or something doesn't work, also feel free to email me. As always with these tools, I always do recommend make sure you save one copy completely untarnished with no information on it, and then save a new copy as you start to fill in. It's a smart way to make sure that you don't accidentally type in information that you're now going to have to rewrite over. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, please enjoy the tool. Thanks for visiting The Clinical Teacher, and we hope to see you around again.